Prosecutors in Romania have filed formal charges against the controversial influencer Andrew Tate, his brother Tristan, and two Romanian associates.
Andrew Tate's leaked text messages are insane after these accounts started posting to Twitter to expose the Tate brothers.
I don't know what's happening, right? Like, what really happened, and why is Romania going after him? Are they being pressured by someone else to do this? Like, what is the reason why they're doing it, and what do they have on him? I don't know.
Yeah, the Matrix is trying to prank me, but God knows the truth. There's no evidence in my files. I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent.
The charge of human trafficking is an umbrella charge, and within that there are several counts against each of the four defendants.
What if I told you that everything you think you know about Andrew Tate's human trafficking case is a lie? Or worse, what if the truth is even darker than anyone imagined? Today we're diving deep into the conspiracy theory that could change everything. The 29th of December in 2022, Andrew and Tristan Tate are arrested in Romania on allegations of human trafficking, SA, and forming an organised crime group. The internet explodes, but here's the thing.
Prosecutors in Romania have filed formal charges against the controversial influencer Andrew Tate, his brother Tristan, and two Romanian associates. The charges include human trafficking and forming an organised crime group.
Something about this case felt off. Accusations were massive, but where was the solid proof and where was the undeniable evidence?
Anyone who believes I am a human trafficker may as well go and take their 10th vaccine. There are 0 victims, 0 proof of any crime in our case file. They have arrested me to look for evidence, which they will not find because it doesn't exist.
And that's when people started asking, was this a justified arrest or was Andrew Tate taken out? To answer that, we have to go deeper into the players behind this case. Most people think it's just Romania cracking down on crime, but the fingerprints of global elites are all over this case.
Yeah, the Matrix is trying to prank me, but God knows the truth. There's no evidence in my files. I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent.
Andrew Tate had been openly challenging powerful forces, governments, corporations, and secret societies. And just months before his arrest, he was growing too big, too influential, and too dangerous. To understand why this happened, we need to take a look at two things. Who benefits from Tate's downfall, and what powerful entities have the means to orchestrate it. When it comes to the Romanian authorities, officially, they claim that this is about law enforcement cracking down on human trafficking. But did you know that Romania has been under pressure from the European Union to show progress in fighting an organised crime? In fact, several reports suggest that Romania had to make a high-profile arrest to demonstrate its commitment. And who better to target than a controversial internet figure who already had a target on his back? Then we have the Western elites. The media had been ramping up anti-Tate narrative for months before his arrest. The timing of the arrest coincided with a major push for deplatforming toxic influencers. Could this be part of a broader agenda to silence anti-mainstream voices? Well, this is where it gets even weirder. Tate often spoke about powerful structures, what he called the Matrix, and whether you believe in global elites controlling the world or not, history shows us that influential people disrupt the status, don't last long. But was Andrew Tate arrested for real crimes, or was this a modern-day witch hunt orchestrated by the most powerful people on the planet? Let's take a look at the mysterious leaks and the missing evidence.
I want to make it very clear, and I make it clear on absolutely every single podcast, I would never kill myself. I don't care what they say. I don't care what video they show you. Never under any circumstance would I kill myself. It's haram. Never. I don't care if they put me back in the dungeon, solitary confinement by myself for the rest of my human years. I would never kill myself, ever, ever. So if that ever happens, God forbid, do not believe whatever garbage they tell you. The chance of me killing myself is precisely 0.
If Andrew Tate was really running a human trafficking ring, the evidence should be overwhelming. However, it clearly wasn't. But then something weird happened. Leaked messages appeared online.
Andrew Tate's leaked text messages are insane after these accounts started posting to Twitter to expose the Tate brothers. It does not look good for Andrew or Tristan, especially now that their close friend has just been arrested for human trafficking.
Accusers plotting to frame Tate, plans to fabricate evidence, and screenshots suggesting the entire case could be a setup. And the craziest part was even the so-called victims started backtracking. Multiple women, originally labelled as victims, publicly stated that they were not trafficked at all.
Fost amenințată?
Nu. N-am fost niciodată. Dacă eram amenințată, automat nu mai eram idiotă să stau în casa asta. Spuneau că fetele care veneau la ei acasă erau intimidate de securitate cu arme. Eu pot Încă niciodată cei de la securitate n-au intimidat pe nimeni, nu au arme la vedere, nu sunt puși acolo să intimideze fete sau să întâmple alte lucruri.
Tate's property.
I'm no one's property. Suntem prieteni buni de 2 ani de zile, cam așa, poți să mă treci pe mine ca și victimă, dacă eu n-am spus că sunt o victimă.
Why were they listed as such? And why were the key details omitted from police reports? Even more shocking is reports suggested that Romanian authorities secretly wiretapped Tate's private conversations for months. They had clear evidence of the trafficking operation, but why weren't these tapes released? The answer might be hiding in plain sight. Tate wasn't just making money, he was making enemies. And not just enemies, but the kind who operate in the shadows.
What's amazing is the people who are in charge of the world now, they're doing stuff in broad daylight. They'll kill Epstein in front of us all. And they realize the people aren't doing anything. They've got us so divided at a lower level that we don't unite behind anything. So now they don't have to hide things. They used to have to hide their crimes, right? Now they're just like, Epstein's in jail. They're sitting around the table. Well, oh, Epstein might talk. We can't kill him. People will know. Who cares if they know? Just kill him. Okay, boom, boom. Everyone makes a few memes. End of story. So now they don't have to hide what they do anymore.
He openly spoke about elites controlling society, about the financial system being rigged, and about the Matrix trying to keep men weak. And then suddenly, he's arrested. But here's where it gets even more sinister. Tate was one of the most Googled men on the planet in 2022. He was reshaping how young men think, challenging mainstream narratives, and most dangerously, telling people to think for themselves. History has shown that individuals who disrupt the system don't last long. And whether you agree with Tate or not, one thing is certain. His arrest was perfectly timed to kill his influence.
Gentlemen, ask the police what evidence there is against me. They have nothing. Ask the police what evidence they have against me.
Yeah, the Matrix is trying to frame me, but God knows the truth.
Despite everything, the arrests, the media attacks, and the so-called evidence, Andrew Tate and Didnt Tate are still standing. And now for the first time since their legal battle began, they are free to leave Romania. The Romanian authorities have now lifted the travel restrictions on the Tate brothers, allowing them to go to the United States and beyond. But what does this mean for the case? And what does this mean for the future? One thing is certain, Tate isn't done talking yet. If anything, the past year has only made him louder, more determined and more dangerous to those who wanted him silenced. So what happens next? Will Tate expose what really happened behind closed doors? Will he take his fight to the highest levels of power? Or is this just the beginning of another chapter in the war against him? Andrew Tate's case is bigger than one man. Whether you see him as a dangerous criminal or a targeted distributor, his arrest exposed something far greater. The immense power of media narratives, government influence, and the global elites in shaping what we believe. Because if they can take down one of the most influential figures on the internet, who's next? Andrew Tate himself warned that powerful forces would try to stop him. Was he predicting his own downfall? Or was he simply playing a game, knowing that controversy would only grow his audience? And now that he's out of Romania, free to speak and free to move, the real question is, what happens next? Does he finally reveal what he's been hinting at for years? Or is there still another move being played behind the scenes? Because whether you love him or hate him, one thing is certain. Andrew Tate isn't over.